Hello, gang. It's a Monday morning, Monday the 21st of October 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire on a darky, grey day this morning. I've seen two weather reports this morning. One in the sun, which says we're going to have a very cold week, and one in the Daily Mirror where it says we're going to have an Indian summer towards the end of the week. So take your pick. Well, they don't agree, do they? None of these weather stories seem to agree anymore. Oh well, I've got this song going around in my head this morning from the Boomtown Rats for some reason. I don't like Mondays, I don't like Mondays, that one, you know. And what's the other one? Is there another Monday? What songs have got Monday in them? I feel that this morning I should perform many songs with hopefully Joanna Evola will be with us. Many songs with the words Monday in today. Can you suggest any other songs with the words Monday? We've got the raffle coming up later, gang. There's quite a lot of tickets today. Quite a lot of tickets. Those of you that were with us for the bingo show last night will have seen tickets as well coming up there, boys and girls. So they had extra tickets last night. Those of you that joined us on the bingo show last night. We had a little issue with the bingo last night, actually. Number 91 came up. As I was pressing the select number, or choose number 91. Sorry, that's incorrect. One of our viewers got number 91 on his ticket. And I said to him, no, come on, you're lying. He said, no, honestly. And then I looked, because I can see his ticket, you see. I looked, and sure enough, there it was, number 91. Well, number 91 isn't in the system. So we're not quite sure what happened there. Anyway, I've emailed my friend who wrote the programme for us, and I'm still waiting for him to come back on us. It's not too much of a problem, really. I mean, if you get a 91, we'll just cross it off. And lucky old you know, there's no way of sort of giving someone a preferential number. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't. It's just not possible for me to say, oh well, I know who's with us this morning. Shania, morning Shania. It's not possible for me to sort of look at Shania and think, okay, Shania, right, let's give you 30 and 21, and I'll make sure those come up. It's just not possible to do that. You know, technically, you push a number, a random number comes up, but number 9, anything above 90 shouldn't come up. maybe next week when we do the bingo, we'll get a minus number, like -5. How are you gonna do that one? Was it -5? The weather this morning somewhere, probably right up in the top of Scotland or something like that. So we did the bingo last night. It was great. We had a really good time, and Roy Brownlow won the bingo, and he won one of these, which here we are. This is the bingo prize. Look at this, okay? His one's already in an envelope. This is next week's, okay? There we are. It's got the logo on there, a little picture of me in the corner. And we've only got 10 of these made. Won't be making any more of these because they are quite expensive, boys and girls, all right? But to be honest, they're a little bit thinner than I thought they'd be. You know, when I've been to America, the material is quite thin. But nevertheless, that's the bingo prize. And if you want to play the bingo, you need to register for it by sending me your email address to that email address. Okay? If you've already done it and you were playing last night, that's okay. You haven't got to do it again. All right? Once you're in, you're in. That's it. So whenever we start a bingo, you'll get a ticket through the email, sort of, 20 minutes or so before we start. And then that's it, and you're in. Okay? If you don't turn up enough times, I will have to take you out. Otherwise, it sort of clogs up the system a bit. But there we are. If you want to play bingo next Sunday, it'll be around 8 p.m, 9 p.m, something like that. Then do register. Just send me your email address to that email address, and I'll put you in the system. Now, what happens if you don't turn up for that? Although you get a ticket, it can look like someone's won to me. Then I give you 2 minutes to claim. And if you don't claim within that 2 minutes, we move on to the next one. There was a couple of people saying that the 2 minute thing is a little bit long. Well, the thing is, sometimes we noted yesterday, it might have been Mick Davenport, I think. Someone was I think it was Mick in a caravan last night and he had quite a long lag behind him. That's why there's 2 minutes. It makes it to be fair to everyone, you know. That's why we got 2 minutes. If it was 1 minute and we got to the minute, he might not have caught up with his time lag on his internet. or indeed anyone else who might be in the same situation. That's why there's 2 minutes instead of one. And it was obvious that Mick had a little bit of a lag last night because I was saying stuff and then like 45 seconds, a minute later, he was coming back with a reply. So I think that's the wiser thing to do there, all right? We did actually have 2 winners last night who weren't there. So if someone doesn't claim within that 2 minutes, we move on, yeah? One of those was Tommy Flynn. Tommy Flynn was the first winner there last night, but he didn't win because unfortunately he wasn't there, probably at work or something like that. And the second winner, there was 2 people. The second winner was my mate Ronnie. He won as well. But because he wasn't there, we had to move on. So eventually the winner was Roy Brownlow. And as I say, that's what he won last night. Okay, they will be replaced. Those hats will be replaced with something else. I can see Shania suggesting keyrings is a good thing. Keyrings is a good thing, all right? I'll come to your messages in a sec. I won't make you wait too long for the messages this morning. But we got an email here from Tommy Flynn, indeed, who would have won the bingo last night. And he's obviously watched the recording and he says, I wish to lodge an objection on behalf of myself and Ronnie regarding the bingo. Well, unlucky, mate. Unlucky. You've got to be there to win it. We can only do it as live. You know, we can't get to a winner and then stop and then wait for someone to watch the recording. It just doesn't work like that. Bingo is a very instant game. And that 2 minute thing where we have to wait, I know is a bit long. But I can't think of a way around that. You know, you've got to think of everyone else. People just think of themselves all the time. Oh, we don't want to wait that long. Well, fine, click off then, you know, because that person might not be here and then you might not win. Simple as that, all right? Do you mind if I just open my window a little bit? I'm a bit warm in here this morning. I thought it was supposed to be cold. Hang on a minute. Let me just open this. Rather than turn on the air conditioning in it, I'll probably freeze myself to bits now. I hope a wasp isn't out there, because they sometimes come in, don't they? Wasps. Not usually this weather. You get a few of those random wasps. Great big fat things flying around at this time of the year, looking for a bit of warmth. So they come in, they tend to go straight towards the light. Give me the light! Just give me the light! Do you know, I quite like that song now. Do you remember that? Who was it? Give me the light. Just a dreadful song. I used to have to play that at Belushi's. The straight crowd absolutely loved that song. The gay ones didn't. They hated it. You couldn't play that in a gay club. But the straight ones, I had to play that one. Just give me the light. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Now I quite like it. It's funny, actually, because years later, when I hear certain songs, when they were out at the time, I used to, oh, God, I haven't got to play that. One of the other ones, a dancing, was Silence. You know that Silence? You're going to get a big dance number, massive dance number. And I hated it. Now I love it. Funny, isn't it? How things change like that. So there we are. Anyone else got Monday songs suggesting there? What songs have got the word Monday in them? Right, let's say hello to some of you. Shania, as I say, in the lead at the moment. She's at the top of the board there. She got nowhere at all last night with a bingo, did you, darling? Never mind. Morning, Shania. By the way, we managed to get the bingo board on the screen as well. So that comes up without number 91. I don't know why 91 go. Let me see if he's replied yet, the software bloke. I did pop him off an email last night. He's a very busy lad now these days. No, he's not. It doesn't look like he's picked up the message yet. So we'll wait to see what he's got to say about that. But I mean, to be honest, if it's just number 91 coming up very rarely, randomly, I don't think it's too much of a problem. I'll just tell you to mark off 91 if you've got it. You know, anything above 90, mark them off. I mean, you'll have to be blooming lucky to get all your numbers in the 90s, above 90. Mark them all off, wouldn't you? Morning to Jason Hughes. Good morning, Jason. Mikey Mike in the house. Good morning, Mikey Mike. Mikey Mike's got his own YouTube channel now. I don't think he's started doing YouTube channels, but I discovered this from my brother-in-law. If you have a look at the chat box there on YouTube, we are only on YouTube this morning, as I said, okay? Then there's 3 dots. Can you see that chat box? To the right of it, say, for example, Mikey Mike, there's 3 little dots there. If you left-click on that, okay, you can go to his channel. It's ever so easy. I've always said to you, you know, if you've got your own channels or anything, just post them up the link there. I've got no problem at all with that. We don't have to do that. Just find their names. For example, Mikey Mike is the third messagee. Would that be a word? The third messagee this morning. The third messagee. Just scroll across there or move across there. Left click on the 3 red dots and it says go to channel. And that will take you straight to Mikey Mike's channel. All right, Mike starting his own videos as well. Anyone else just mention it, please have a look at my channel. Click the 3 dots on the left. That's probably the easiest way to do it, to be honest. All righty. Hello to Paul and Lou, who are back from a lovely weekend in Skegness. Good morning, Paul and Lou. Welcome back. Sorry you missed the bingo last night. We did have a good laugh. We were almost on here for 2 hours in the end. That with the bingo and a little bit of chat and this, that and the other going on as well. So there we are. Morning to Mark Bowles. Did you get a text for my ticket yesterday? What time did you send the text, Mark? You know the text phone? That is only on when the show's on, yeah? That I don't have that on the rest of the time. So as soon as the show finishes, it goes off. So if you send a text to it, I won't get it till the next show. In fact, I haven't even turned it on yet, so I'm just going to turn it on now, and your text will be there. So you're better off to ask by email, my dear friend Mark. All right. So have you sent a text there? I'll have a little look at that. I can just pop you in a little raffle ticket. It's a bit late this morning. I had to be careful doing people favours. You know, you can't do anyone favours. Whether it's here at karaoke nights or anything else, because what happens is you do someone a favour and then someone else wants the same thing and it's oh, but you did that for them and like that. That's why, you know, a karaoke night, someone's leaving early or something like that. Or do you mind if I jump the queue? Because if you let them jump the queue, I'm telling you now, someone else will see that and they will complain bitterly, especially on a Monday night. Oh my God, you wouldn't know. They would complain like there's no tomorrow. Sorry, I had the echo on then, didn't I? All right, so you can't do anyone favours. Let's have a look there. Oh, what's that? That's a new message. Your carrier may charge. I don't know why it says that. 1 second. Message system. Oh, there we are. There we are. Ah, yes, you see, you sent that an hour ago, didn't you? There we are. There we are. 492 for you, Mark. All right. Mark didn't have the, was it football or something that was cancelled yesterday you didn't go to? 492, there you go, I'll put that in the bucket as well. All righty, yeah, as I say, that's only on when I'm doing the show. Okay, so that's on now, the text, I'm glad you mentioned it actually, because I hadn't turned it on. The times I've forgotten to do things. There's so much to do before you start a show, there really is. Okie doke. Morning to Sean Pye. Good morning, Sean. He was there last night. Mikey. Oh, we just talked about the bingo tickets then, Mikey. Bangles. Manic Monday. Ba-da-da. It's gonna be a manic Monday. Ah. That's 2 songs I've performed today. At no extra cost. Unbelievable. We got the raffle coming up today. Morning to Claire. Couldn't view the bingo last night, but I will play on replay to see how close I would have got. Claire, so you got the bingo ticket all right, but you just didn't play, which is fine. That's what will happen, okay? Whenever we do a bingo, if you're in the system, you will get a ticket. You don't have to play. If you don't play, that's fine. But I will still know if you've won, but I won't tell you. It has to be live. Someone has to win the bingo while it's live, you know. And then once, if like, for example, yesterday when 2 people weren't there, then someone wins, Roy Brownlow last night. Then after they've won, I will reveal who the other people are who have played. And they will be as sick as dogs when they know they've lost out. It's just part of my evilness coming out. Oh, sorry, I'm getting quite evil this morning, aren't I? People who don't play the bingo, there must be pain and suffering. There must be whips and punishment at all times for people who don't play the game. All right, so that's how it works, darling. Good morning to Diane Jeb. Hello, Diane. The next prizes could be United Kingdom Talk pens. Yes, they could be pens. Or Claire's suggesting key rings. Claire wants a key ring. Okay, key rings. Key rings would be good. Paul and Lou, he owes me 20 key rings. Really? How'd you work that? 20 key rings, my foot. Honestly. By the way, we are, of course, only on YouTube this morning, boys and girls. If you would be so kind, possibly, and to post the YouTube link onto your various walls. And the reason is, even though I keep saying we're only on YouTube now, people miss it. It don't matter how many times you say, you probably, some of you are fed up with me saying, oh, he's going on about the YouTube thing again. People just don't take any notice, and then it's too late. It's like these people who are self-employed. Not me, because I tell you, my accounts are done in April. My accounts are signed, sealed, and delivered in April, okay? Do you know when you have to have your accounts in for self-employed? January. So it's April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So my accounts are sent to the Inland Revenue and done 9 months before, because my tax year finishes in, is it March or February? One of the two. And as soon as I finish, within a few days, I send all my stuff off to the accountant. He does his stuff, and he tells me how much I'm going to have to pay the accountant in January and June it is. And then that's it. I'm all set up and ready. And then he sends off the I think, electronically, I think. I don't think there's papers involved in it. I don't know what he does. But he types all this stuff into the Inland Revenue website. And then they send me the bill in usually December. I think they send it to you in December before January. So you've got time to sort it out if you haven't. But a lot of other people, they don't do it. They leave it till the last minute. They get to I think it's January the 31st you have to send it in. Electronically. If you send in a paper version, it has to be earlier than that. I'm sure it's January 31st. And, on January the 30th, or whatever the date is, I might have the date wrong, on the night before, they're up till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning trying to do their accounts because they are not prepared. Why? Because they haven't been in the Scouts. Cubs, be prepared. Exactly. It's just madness. And it doesn't matter how many times you tell people to do something, they leave it and they leave it and they leave it, and then it's too late. Some of them get there and they type it away and they realise they're a day out. Oh, well, that's £100 fine straight away. Now, to me, whether it's because my money in my head is stuck in the 80s or not, I don't know. But to me, I would be really peeved if I had to pay £100 for someone for something I didn't do on time. That would really upset me. I mean, speak to some of the kids, £100 nothing to them. My 22-year-old nephew, he goes to football matches, and lads, you know how much it costs to go to a football match. Whether it's the journey there and the football ticket and the burger and chips you have. I suppose they do burger and chips and all that business. And of course then they all have to get drunk afterwards in a pub. He don't think nothing of spending £100, £150 on a day out. Not that and the trainers that he buys. 150 quid on a pair of trainers. Are you for real? Me and my mate, we was in the when we were in town last week doing some bits and pieces. That's when we went to TK Maxx. He bought a shirt in there. And we were walking past a shop, and there was all these lovely sparkly trainers outside, It's all, let's have a look in there. So we went in there. And there's trainers in there for 80 or 90 quid. And he said, I said, they're 90 quid. And he's like, yeah. I said, 90 quid on a pair of trainers, dear. £40 maximum. And preferably 25. You go in, have you seen they've got trainers in Audi? They're 12 or 15 quid. Thank you very much. That'll do me fine. If I go and buy, come on lads, if I go and buy a pair of trainers for 80, 90, 150 quid, will that allow me to pick up someone more easily in those trainers? No. So what's the point? Oh dear. Those days are gone, I think. If you told me, go and get yourself a £150 pair of trainers and then go to a club in London and I guarantee you a pool, then I might buy them. But no, it doesn't help. People aren't worried what you're wearing. You just got to look good, like me. And possibly you as well. Not you, Roy Brownlow, if you were with us this morning. All right? Thank you. Bangles Manic Monday. Let's have a look. Keyrings. We've read that. Keyrings. Paul and Lou says keyrings. Yes. Shania likes the keyrings. Good morning to Colin K, who's a new subscriber. Welcome along to the show, Colin. I'm not always, if you're new to the show, a big welcome along to you, boys and girls. I can't always read out all your messages as we move on through the show. The early ones usually get them all in, but as we move further into the show, I can't always read them all out. There just isn't enough time. But I always try and give people a name check, all right, if they're with us. So a very good morning to Colin. Colin's a new subscriber, so welcome along. Enjoyed yesterday's show. Okay. Oh, I didn't know you was with us yesterday. Okay. Very entertaining and great fun. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Colin. It's just light-hearted banter. That's like what I do here. There's nothing serious here. There's nothing. The word Brexit doesn't exist on this programme because people will be shouting and screaming. Oh, we want another vote. Oh, you're not having another vote. But we want another vote. We want another vote. No, you're not having another vote. Oh, we'll be better off. No, you won't. Yes, you will. And it's just all like that all the time. People shouting and screaming. So we don't do anything serious like Brexit. Although we do touch on serious little stories now and again. One that I was going to mention today, a double stabbing at the weekend somewhere in Milton Keynes. 2 boys dead. You know, teenage boys. It's incredibly sad what's going on, isn't it, in the world. I said on the show before, when we was at Scouts, you see, something happened with people's minds. Because when we were in the Scouts and the Cubs, and we were on camp in the 70s, every single one of us had a knife. You know, some little knives like that, little pen knives. I suppose you could still do damage with a small knife. I mean, how far does that go in? It's got to get through to an organ, isn't it? Sort of something like that. Or have you got I don't know. Anyway, little knives like that. Some of the bigger boys had these blooming great big knives. They were called sheath knives, right? Virtually everyone had a knife on camp when we was at Scout camp or Cub camp. But it would never... And we had rows. And we had little fights. You know, someone holding someone down and trying to strangle them and that sort of thing in the tent. But, you know, it wouldn't occur to us. It wouldn't occur to us to ever pick up a knife and shove it in someone. And yet, you know, we might be having these fights. These knives were very close by in a little bag where we might be having the fight or something like that. But it wouldn't occur to anyone to pick up a knife and plunge it into someone. So I don't know where that happened. It's been mentioned to me, computer games or films, things like that. Maybe that's what's got into people's heads. But even now, you know, if a burglar came into my house, I'd probably whack him with something, nearest thing that I've got, possibly this microphone. You know, and then I can get a new shield for the microphone. It's a bit dusty, isn't it, this one? Oops, it's fallen forward. I'd whack him with a microphone. Would I pick up a knife and plunge it into him? No, I don't think I could. I honestly don't think I could. You know, I've always thought of on a sort of slightly humorous side of this, although it's not funny that people have died. Of course, it's not. But I've always thought of having like a very heavy bookcase at the top of the stairs. You know, so that if I hear of anyone breaking in, then I'll creep round to the bookcase, and as I hear them come up the stairs, just topple it down on the bastards. That might be a good idea, that, mightn't it? So a very good morning to you, Colin. Hello to Mikey Mike. You can sell us United Kingdom Talk Pingo Dabber pens. £1 donation each. Yeah. Well, we got the super chats. We got the super chat badges. If you want one of those, that's a super chat. You have to send a super chat. How do you send a super chat? Click the $sign, bottom left-hand corner, and that'll tell you to do that, okay? Very easy. Anything from sort of, I think it's £2 the minimum you can send, £2. Anything up to £10,000 or whatever that is. Anyone who wants to send £10,000, that's perfectly all right with me. Not tax deductible. I'd have to pay tax on that, and YouTube take a bit out of it as well. Good morning to Tony King. Good morning, Tony. Tony was there last night, as indeed was the lovely Fran. I do like your name, Fran Green. Good morning, Fran. Fran likes pens. Okay. Yes, we had the echo on there. Sorry. It's a button in front of my ear, and it's ever so easy to sort of just knock it up a little bit. I can have low echo like that, or lots of echo like that, which has been saved for Halloween. So yeah, I can do that sort of thing. Fran likes the pens as well. Mark likes pens. Okay, pens is good. Pens is very easy to send in the post as well. Thank you very much. Tony King says pens are good. Shania, you need a producer. Shania, if I ever needed a producer, you would be the first one to be asked, darling, because you are mega efficient, and of course you are one of our group. You know, one of our group. Yes, I'll have you sitting in here in your little cassock. Do you wear a cassock, darling? Cassock, morning. I do need one. Yeah, Claire got the ticket. Thank you very much. Shania's on holiday for 2 weeks. Excellent, Shania. I'm probably going back up to the caravan tonight. I'm still having issues with my stomach. And it's worrying me a bit that I'm somewhere else where I'm not near a hospital that I usually go to. You know, so I don't know. I mean, last night, after I finished the show last night, I did indeed go down and have jacket potatoes, because they're only small. I couldn't find any big potatoes. We seem to be lacking big potatoes at the moment, and for some strange, unbeknown reason, cheese and onion crisps, which I'm trying to avoid at the moment. But when I do want a bag, I'm having trouble finding it. Got all the others, not cheese. I mean, is there a shortage of cheese or onions? Which is it? Or potatoes? Very strange. I don't know why, but I haven't seen the Walkers, you know, the Walkers Sensations, the black bag, very strong flavours. They did do a cheddar cheese and chutney crisps, cheese and onion crisps, basically, but very strong flavour. I haven't seen those for weeks. I can't believe they've stopped making them. And they would leave your tongue tingling. Oh, they were delicious. They were my nephew's wife's favourite crisps as well, Stacey. She's the one with the 3 children. Well, they've both got 3 children. My nephew and my niece have both got 3 children. But Stacey is my nephew's wife. She liked those Sensations Walkers cheese and onion crisps. Can't find them anywhere for love of money. What have they run out of? I wonder. Sean's got a bit of buffering. Anyone else got buffering this morning? Jason's got a bit of buffering as well. We had this the other day as well, didn't we? It's strange, isn't it? I know it doesn't seem to be at my end, because when you watch back on the recording, it's perfect. So I don't know why that is. Let me just see what bit rate I'm sending out. That might not mean anything to most of you, so don't. It's nothing for you to worry about. Bit rate. I think that's stream, isn't it? Let's have a look. I can't see it. It's 1500. No, it's not particularly a large bit rate. I'm only sending out, if those of you that know what this means, 1500 kbs, which is all right for this. I was sending out 2000 at one point, but I dropped it back a bit. No one noticed the difference. The higher the bit rate, sometimes if your internet is a bit slow, it might not be able to keep up with it. But 1500 should be all right. Anyone else getting buffering? Morning, Michael. Who won the bingo last night? Roy Brownlow, Michael. You were actually winning at one point, Michael. You were winning last night. Remember, to win the bingo, you've actually got to be there at the time. Okay? You can't sort of watch the recording and play it like that. You've got to be with us live. Okay, Michael? One moment. Carol and Dave, a very good morning. Morning, Carol and Dave. We sent a super chat the other day while you were buffering. Then they refunded it 5 times. Then it's refunded it 5 times. I take it you haven't got it. No, nothing came through there, Carol and Dave. Don't worry about it, darling. It was nice of you. Nice of it's the thought that absolutely, it's the thought that counts, my darling. Thank you very much for trying anyway, my loves. All right, thank you, Carol and Dave. Very kind of you. Good morning, Moostron. Morning, Moostron. Fran says this generation carries knives because they can't fight with their fists. So sad. Yeah, it is sad, isn't it? A lot of them, they say they carry the knives for protection and all that, but I don't know about that. Audi sell big potato single. Well, they didn't have any in there the other day. I was in there the other day. All they had was bags, unfortunately. The Bracknell Audi. Shania's got no buffering. Tony's got no buffering. Who's got the buffering then? It's Sean and Jason. Sean and Jason, what networks are you on? Are you maybe on the same network? As in Talk or something like that. Maybe it's a problem with that particular network. What networks are you in? Well, let's try and find their problem. Mark Bowles said plenty of buff here. I think we all know that, Mark. Don't forget that picture that you sent me with your little badge on, topless. Very tasty indeed. Jason's on Virgin. You see, I'm on Virgin Media here. I'm only on 100 meg. You don't need the mega fast one. Jason's on Virgin. Sean's on... No, we'll just wait for Sean. Morning to Roy the boy. Pleased to say no buffering there either. Okay, so we've got the raffle coming up a little bit later on. Let's have a look. I've got to pop to the post office later. I've got Roy Brownlow's... he's not here this morning, is he? Well, he doesn't need to be here anymore. He's won everything. He's got the Super Chat badge. I think he's won a fridge magnet. And he's got the hat as well. He's got everything. We won't see him anymore, Roy Brownlow. He's only here for the prizes. Carol and Dave, I've got that now. Thanks ever so much. Carol and Dave sending a little Super Chat there for £2. You know, I think you might have one of these already, but every time you send a Super Chat, you can have one of those, okay? Even if you got 1 or 10, doesn't matter. Every time you send a Super Chat, I'll send you one of those. So if you want another, you don't have to have another one if you want, but if you want another one of those, email me your postal address, Carol and Dave, and I'll send it through. I know you've sent your postal address before. I don't keep postal addresses. I'm not allowed to. Data protection and all that. So send it. I send that. I delete your email. End of. Okay? So if you want one of those, so if you want another one, just send us your postal address. That's very much appreciated. Thank you, Carol and Dave. Sean's on Virgin and Jason's on Virgin. Possibly something to do with Virgin Media then. Okay? Mega Andy's in the house. Good morning, Mega Andy, who says oversaturated Virgin Media. Possibly. I'm on Virgin Media as well. I'm on 100. I'm on 100. I was on 350 for years, and it was I dropped down to 100 without noticing any difference, to be honest. So there we are. Roy got every prize. Has he got the cuddly toy yet? Cuddly toy. I wonder how much it is to do a cuddly toy. I'll look into that. All right. And Tony King's on Virgin Media, but he's not having a problem, so I don't know what's causing that. One of those things. As I say, I've got to pop to the post office a little bit later. Post off Roy's hat. I need some tissues from Aldi. I shouldn't really tell you this. I used to nick the tissues from the gym that I went to. Or the swimming pool I used to go to. I've run out. I had a cupboard full of them. Well, a drawer. A drawer completely full of tissues. I've run out now. Going to have to buy some. Shock horror. So I'm going to try Aldi. I can't bear thin tissues. Can you? I want the thick ones. You know, like the ones you get in hospitals. What's the brand of those? Some of them are like a blue colour, aren't they? And they come out of that. You pull them out separately. I like thick tissues, not these thin things. And then your snot flies through a hole in the tissue because they're useless. I mean, these ones. This is toilet paper. Toilet paper's useless to blow. You blow your nose, and the thing just disintegrates in front of your hand, doesn't it? Awful thing. So I've got the post office, and I've got to go to Aldi as well. And that's my day to do today. That bloke was on the telly again this morning. Not his face. Stop Brexit. Stop Brexit. Stupid old bastard. I wish he'd shut up. Honestly, poor old Naga Monchetti was on there this morning. I must say, she looked fantastic this morning, old Naga. Did you see her? She had the most beautiful blue coat on this morning. Lovely colour. I bet that weren't from Primark. On the money they're on. Those newsreaders are like on 100 grand plus, Oh, yeah, absolutely. She looked absolutely fantastic. Sometimes I'm not keen on her. She comes across as Miss Smarty Pants, but I tell you, she had the look this morning. I almost turned straight. I bet Mark Bowles was watching her this morning, weren't you, Mark? You must have been. Fran's not got trouble with her Virgin Media. It's all working all right for Fran there. If you watch Saturday's show on replay, it stops where it crashed. I don't think it does it? I watched it. It certainly gets to the end. It certainly gets to the end. Because I had a look on that. Mark's on Sky, so all on different people. There we are. Thank you to Sam's there. Good morning, Sam. Are you gay, mate? As you go to a gay bar, I thought that'd be pretty obvious, Sam. Yes. But thank you for the £2. Thank you for. Do you want to retract that now? Yes, Sam. Yes. Any other personal questions? Feel free to... No, actually don't. Someone said to me the other day, why don't you do a question and answer? No, I don't think so. I can just imagine the questions that you lot would ask. I'm not gay, it's just an act. I love it. Entertaining newsreader. Now, you say that, Carol and Dave. I think there's like a market, right? I am convinced there is a market for people to read the news but not as you've seen them read the news over the years. Great newsreaders like Richard Baker, Gordon Honeycomb, the very, very delightful Angela Rippon. I was going to say Angela Lansbury then. Great newsreaders like that. Kenneth Kendall, of course. 70s and 80s newsreaders. Great. And of course today, Hugh Edwards. What a great man he was. And who was the... I went to fix his telephone on ITN. Oh, God, what's his name now? Big bloke he was. Trevor McDonald. Or as we knew him, Trevor McDonald. Trevor McDonald. I met him. I went and fixed his phone once years ago. Nice bloke. Great newsreaders like that. But I think there's a market to read the news in a different way. Of course, when you're going to do the serious stories, be serious. But when you do the happy stories, be really happy. And I think there's a market for example, a drag queen to read the news. I think that would be great. But not necessarily in a way other than to read the news. A drag queen to come on and read the news exactly in the same way that Hugh Edwards or Trevor McDonald or Angela Rippon used to read the news. In exactly the same way. So sitting there very seriously, you'd have the news music. Oh, shall we have some news music? Can I find news music? Hang on a minute. Because I like my favourite news music ever was the BBC's 9 o'clock news in the 1980s. Let me see if I can find this now. And we'll play a bit of that because that's a lovely bit of tune. I hope it's not copywritten. Let's take a risk. 9 o'clock BBC News. Let's see if I can find it. It was the most fantastic. That's the one. I can see it there. Here we go. Oh no, that's not it. Oh no, that's the wrong one, dear. One moment, please. Is that it there? Okay, let's talk 1986. Let's have a rough guess. That's the one. 1985. Okay, here we go. 1985 jingle. Ready?
In half an hour, there's all the best of Dave Allen here on BBC One.
Here we go.
The 9 o'clock news from the BBC with John Humphreys and Andrew Harvey.
Oh yeah. And here is the news at 9. And then you just have a drag queen reading the news, like straight. I think that's an excellent idea, Carol. I absolutely think that's an excellent. Perhaps I should do that. I've never done drag. I wouldn't have a clue what to do with makeup and stuff like that. I absolutely think that's an excellent idea. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, I've got the wrong button there. Sam sends another £2. Thank you, Sam. He's very rich, Sam. Have you got a boyfriend? No, you're having a laugh. No one can put up with me, unfortunately, Sam. There is no one for me in the sad, lonely, pathetic life that I live. But you never know. There's always hope. You should always give people hope. I'm not holding out much hope myself, but there is a tiny little bit of hope that perhaps one day I'll turn up at my place of work or back at home, and outside the door will be possibly in a little box. A little box. And I open the box, and some Portuguese football player will jump out and just throw me to the ground and take me away from all this strange planet that we live. I think it would have to be someone from another planet. So no, I don't have anyone. Carol and Dave. Michael Aspel, of course, he read the news, didn't he? And he did quiz shows as well. I remember Michael Aspel doing the Thames Telethon. Do you remember that? Where they did that long show. They only ever did one. I don't know why that was. And he did that, didn't he? Yeah, Michael Aspel. He's been on the telly. I haven't seen him for some time now. Michael Aspel. Yeah, great broadcaster. Just a moment there. Let's have a look there. Chris does most things for a glass of water. The doctor told me, that's one thing the doctor told me, you need to drink more water. I said, well, I have a lot of tea. And she said to me, no, that's not enough. You need to drink more water. Interesting. Sam's after a free hat. Is after a free week in the caravan. Is that what it is? As I say, I probably will go up there later, but I'm a little bit concerned about my stomach, which is still turning over. They told me it was all to do with the burst appendix. I'm not convinced about that. Should I go for a second opinion? I could email my specialist doctor actually and ask him what he thinks. I think. Okay. Good morning to Gary. Gary, that's my nephew. Playtime with Evie and Harry. He got recognised the other week while we were out in Mablethorpe, wasn't it? Hello to Law. Hello to Law. Thanks very much. I'm not going to trip on from that one, Law. All right. Thank you for saying it's a great track show. Don't try that. Just a lot of people try and trip me up on here. It's like when you say to someone, what time? And we had it last night. You know, I thought someone was lagging behind with the time. And then 5 people replied, oh, it's only 2:00 here or something like that. I will not be tripped up. But a lot of people on here just spends their time trying to trip me up, I think. Roy says there's plenty of gay OAPs. No, thank you. No, thank you. Sam's passing on that. Thank you, Sam. Well, you're all trying to get me hooked up with someone, aren't you? If I was to hook up with someone, there wouldn't be any of this, you know. I wouldn't be having time to do all this. I'd have to do cleaning and washing and ironing and cooking and cleaning and more cleaning. You know, and would you like breakfast? I'd have to do all that. Wouldn't be time to sit here and talk to you in the morning if I had anyone in my life. So be warned. You know, you shouldn't always get what you wish for, and that's it. Sam, are you on Grindr? Maybe. Maybe I'm just a black box on there, Sam. You don't know. All right, look. I'm convinced here. They're trying to hook me up with someone. Good morning to Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. Eric Mintzbag in the place, in the house. He's in Israel. Shalom to you, Eric. Lovely to see you on here, Eric. Okay. We got the raffle coming up very shortly this morning, boys and girls. Okay. And good. There we are. Now, we've got some news stories for you this morning. Weird and wonderful things. Have you ever sold a car or bought a car? Did you find anything in there that perhaps shouldn't have been in there when you bought it? Similar sort of story on, you know, tube trains or things like that. Stuff that have been found on buses and tube trains and that. Well, in the Daily Mirror this morning, weird and wonderful things left behind by people selling cars. Here we go. It says, buying cars is a very exciting, but imagine opening the boot and finding one of these bizarre items sitting waiting for... Oh, just imagine opening a boot and finding a body in there. I bet that would happen, wouldn't it? Sorry, I haven't changed cameras yet. Yeah, a body in the boot. It says, considering how much time we spend driving, it's nice to put your own stamp on a car. With the average British person spending 9 hours behind the wheel each week. Yeah, more for me, I think. 9 hours behind the wheel every week. Time is bound to go by quicker with the help of a few personal touches, whether it be a sweet-smelling air freshener or a collection of CDs that definitely is better than anyone else's. However, some motorists are more eccentric with their approach to interior design. Anyone eccentric here? Eccentric? Anyone? Not me. Not me. I just play it straight down the line. You know me. Straight down the line. The UK's favourite car buying service, WeBuyAnyCar.com. You know that advert? Dun, 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 dun. You've heard it on the radio. Well, I've got news about a radio station in a minute, okay? The UK's favourite car buying service, WeBuyAnyCar.com, has revealed the most weird and wonderful items that awaited unsuspecting customers after being left behind by previous owners. From the funny to the downright shocking, here are the strangest things found in cars that make you think about checking your glove compartment a second time before selling. A 4-year-old out-of-date tin of baked beans. It says, we all like to snack on a long drive, but baked beans just seem like an impractical choice for the roads. Maybe this was what caused someone to leave a tin wedged underneath their passenger seat, only to be found by a shocked... Let's do the shocked look. Anyone want to do a screenshot of that? Here we go. I'm going to do my shocked look. Are you ready? Stand by with your buttons. That was my shocked look for you. Was that good enough? Even more concerning was that the 4-year-old tin was found 3 years into the ownership, meaning they've been chauffeuring the rotting beans away, and for the entire time, I don't know, beans don't go rotten, do they? I've got tins of spaghetti in my cupboard that are like a year out of date. I don't know why I bought the tins of spaghetti. I didn't want them. Here's another one. A blood transfusion machine. I kid you not. If you've ever misplaced something, be it a phone or a wallet, you'll know that getting it back can feel like your life depends on it. Well, sometimes it just might. Sister company to WeBuyAnyTire.com, WeBuyAnyVan.com, reported that one customer found a blood transfusion machine in their new purchase. While the device wouldn't look out of place on the back of an ambulance, the discovery was made in second-hand van bought in Coventry. Who's sending that? Who's selling this stuff? Here's another one. Box of human ashes. Oh, yes. Earlier this year, a customer visited the Altrincham branch to sell his late father's car. When the car was later moved, the buyer was shocked to find that the customer had left behind a box containing his father's ashes. Thankfully, it didn't take long for the customer to be reunited with the ashes. Reunited 'cause it feels so good. Poor man. Another grave discovery was once made in Norwich, where a buyer found an order of service from the customer's mother's funeral. Anything that takes your fancy yet? I'll tell you what, the next one will. The next one will. Not all discoveries have to be bad. Cash is one of the most common items to be mistakenly left behind in cars. Now, have you ever found, if you've ever bought a car, have you found anything in there? Perhaps one or two of you are car dealers, are you? You might sell them for a living. Anyone bought a car and found anything in it? The biggest amount discovered is an impressive £10,000 found in a large envelope beneath the passenger seat in Melksham. Hey, a drug dealer. Got to be a drug dealer, isn't it? Unsurprisingly, this is one item the panicked customer did come back for. Oh, how disappointing. Oh, I didn't get to hold on to the 10 grand then. Driving through the countryside, it's not unusual to get some unwelcome scents wafting in through the windows from the fields. I can tell you about that. It's a good caravan deer. However, one buyer in Falkirk, the source of the problem was much closer to home when they discovered a bag of horse manure in their car. I bet it stunk. Other strange items that have been left behind in cars include a pack of 20 shotgun shells, an unused boxed microwave, an ex-fiance's engagement ring attached to a spare key, an inflatable man. Now there's an idea, an inflatable man. Now you're talking, an inflatable man. That might be useful for me. I don't know. I think you're chatting to each other there, are you? Yeah, chatting to it. What's Jason sulking about? Let's have a look. It sounds like Mark Bowles needs a pull cord assembly. Perhaps he'll find one. Buy a car. Roy Brownlow found a United Kingdom Talk fridge magnet in his car. Well done. Chris has still got a tin of powdered egg in the cupboard from the war. Oh, did anyone watch the war thing on BBC One Colour last night? That was good. The latest episode of that. Very, very good. I can't remember the title of it, but it's really good. First 4 programmes, I think, now are on the BBC iPlayer. Some war thing. Can't remember what it's called. Anyone know what that's called? Do let us know there. Where are we going now? Jason used to find my Mrs. Knickers in my car when we were first going out. Oh dear, Jason. Did you keep them? Did you? You could put them on, on the aerial like a flag. Sam wants to know, have I got a car? Yes, I travel around from A to B in a car. a little bit more than I want to. I like driving, but sometimes it gets a bit monotonous, especially when I'm up north, because at the caravan you have to drive everywhere. You can't walk anywhere. It's too far from anywhere. So I do get fed up driving sometimes. Good. Let's do another story then. Now, when you're going about your business today, be very, very careful, boys and girls. You don't want to fall into a sinkhole. In the Sun this morning, the search for a missing man who fell into a sinkhole and disappeared will continue for a second week. This bloke was just walking along and went straight down into a hole. It's very scary. It could happen to any of you. And be honest, I've told you so many times, we can't afford to lose viewers on this programme. Things are desperate here, dear. They're dropping like flies. The unidentified male was believed to have been swept away by underground water currents last Monday. It's awful. Authorities, this is in Mexico. Don't just because it's in Mexico. Could happen here. I've seen pictures of sinkholes open up here. Are they usually down mines, like old mines or things like that? Authorities in Hermosillo, Mexico, are trying to track down the man who could be trapped in drainage pipes. Oh, dear. They have been manually... Oh, no. Oh, that poo. Does poo go down drainage pipes? Oof. They have been manually searching the tunnels in the race against time to find him. Recently, fire department officials were also deployed to assist in the search. They are lent technical expertise to aid in what is described as a complex rescue operation. They hope to ensure searches were conducted efficiently and safely, but they haven't found him yet. Oh, imagine that, stuck down a drain. Mind you, do you remember those miners? Now, where was that? Chile. It was Chile, wasn't it? Didn't they make a film on that yet? Have they made that film yet? They were going to make a film. I never forget that. This mine collapsed or something, didn't it? And they had to rescue all... Oh, wasn't it children? No, it was children. It was little boys, wasn't it? Little boys had gone on some sort of... Oh, hang on a minute. Now, let me think. No, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. There were miners in Chile. I remember miners in Chile... And they got stuck down a mine. Something collapsed or something. And they had to bring them out. And this bloke made metal tubes, didn't he? And they literally had to climb in the metal tube and be pulled out. They got them all out. Congratulations. What a frightening experience. And then I think it was last year or the year before, there was a load of little boys, weren't they? They'd been on some sort of outing into a cave. That's right, yeah, into a cave. And they obviously crawled, potholing. Why would anyone want to do that? It's just mad. All these dangerous sports. Why do you want to go down a tiny little hole in the ground? With the fear that, we've only got 20 minutes, because after that, the water rises. Well, that's exactly what happened. The water came in from somewhere, and they couldn't get back out again. Awful. Dreadful. I think they got all the little boys out as well, though. There was stories of them being drugged, wasn't there? To help them get them out. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. If you've got to drug these little kids up to get them safely out, no problem with that. They got them all out. I don't think anyone died, did they? Awful. To be stuck underground like that. It must be awful, really. You're talking to each other there. Let's have a look there. Oh, you're chatting away to each other. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're chatting away to each other this morning. That's nice. The radio station news. If you like the news, I'm a big fan of the news. My sister don't watch the news, or her husband. They like... Oh, my sister's certainly in her little bubble. I think Martin as well, actually. They're in their little bubble. And they're just interested in what they do, which is okay, I like to see what's going on in the world all the time. I've always got the news on. If I watch anything more than anything else on the telly, it's the news. I also listen to the news as well, although... We're not really spoilt for news stations here in the UK. You go into America and there's lots of these 24-hour news stations constantly pumping out the news. Here, we've got Radio 5 Live, which I think when it first started was basically a rolling news station. Now, there's all sorts of interviews and they have specialists on, like a technology expert and people like that on at night. And it's not really a rolling news station. In London, we have a rolling news station, LBC. they've kind of got two stations. There's the chat station, when you have great people like Steve Allen and Clive Ball, to name but a couple on there. There's some on there I really dislike. I can't bear that James O'Brien. What a miserable bastard that is. He's just miserable. I don't think I've ever heard him laugh or smile. James O'Brien, he's like hard left, and then you've got who's the bloke on at night I'm not keen on? Oh, it's 7 o'clock. I've got Ian Dow. I'm not keen on, and he's on the right, so it's nothing to do with left or right. I just don't like their voices. But that's only my personal preference. That doesn't mean they're not good at the job, because they would be, because they're on that station. It's just not for me. Yeah, you pick and choose the people you like, don't you? I mean, a lot of people have clicked on this programme today and immediately clicked off again. Hundreds, actually, thousands. But that's how it is, and we're left with about 20 people. But that's okay. That's okay. But I do like the news. And we have a rolling news station in London, LBC. They have two stations, as I say. The chat station, where those people are on it. And there's a rolling news station, which is constantly rolling news. That's all it is. And I have that on sometimes. Well, they're going to take that national, I'm pleased to say. Global Radio is the people that own LBC. And they're taking their London rolling news station national and around the clock as it launches on LBC it says on D1. I don't know what D1 is. Digital 1? I don't know what that is. It's obviously one of those, on the digital radios, one of those buttons on there, I suppose. No doubt you'll have to do a rescan or something like that, like you have to do with the tellies. And we always have to do that every few weeks with the tellies. You have to rescan the bloody thing again, don't you? Never had to do that with old tellies, did you? Just twisted that little knob until the channel burst into life on your telly, didn't it? Get ready for the raffle, gang. Which reminds me, I must fire up my drum roll. Right, okay. LBC News is at the moment on AM in London, and in addition to Global Player and social media. It says, with the strapline where the news never stops, Global's brand new dedicated news station will operate under a full news update in 20 minutes, every 20 minutes format. So every 20 minutes, the news starts again, yeah? So it's always got the news playing. And anything new that comes up, straight on there. I think it's great. With presenters, including some former Sky News presenters. The station will also broadcast Prime Minister's questions live and in full every Wednesday at midday, as well as staying with press conferences and other events of major importance for extended live coverage, which is great. I mean, we need something like this, because Radio 5 kind of isn't doing it too well, I don't think. It did at first, and then they kind of changed it from a rolling news to interviews on various different things. And, well, where's the news? We've got to wait another half hour for the news. I want it now, sort of thing. Ashley Tabber-King, who's Global's founder and executive president, says, as the first commercial station in the UK, which LBC was, I remember listening to it on a little FM radio at school. I had this little FM radio. I was always into radio. I had this little FM radio. I used to take it to school, and I would listen to the test broadcasts, both from LBC and Capital Radio. Anyone remember those before they came on air? LBC. So I would have been about 9 or 10 or 11 then. It says it here. LBC has a 46-year history of providing the latest news. So 10 years old. I would have been 10 years old when they were doing those test broadcasts, or 9 maybe. It says it's LBC has a 46-year history. I can't believe they've been there for 46 years, providing the latest news. So it's exciting to launch LBC News, a new dedicated station for the brand that can stay with the major stories and events, live longer and dedicate itself to pure news. With Global's 24-hour rolling news radio channel, there will be no opinion or debate, just the news, which is what we want. This is what I want. On the radio, online, and on our app, live as it happens. There is already another UK rolling news service, but it's only on the internet. It's called News Radio UK. So if you type that into your Google, News Radio UK, and you can get it on one of those little apps. What's that radio app? TuneIn. Is it TuneIn Radio? I think it's TuneIn Radio. It's a TuneIn Radio app. If you type in News Radio UK, I think it's on there. That's got a format of rolling news. That's every 10 minutes, that one. And every 10 minutes is available. It's also on a couple of local DAB multiplexes, along with a radio player and apps. So that launches next Monday. at 6 o'clock in the morning. So whenever you want the news, you'll get it. I think that's an excellent idea. I'm so glad that they've done that, and I shall certainly have that on in the car as I'm travelling about the place. All right. Okie doke. Right. Shall we do today's raffle, boys and girls? It's the weekly raffle. Coming up now, boys and girls. The weekly raffle is here. Here are all our raffle tickets. One is about to be picked, boys and girls. Who is going to win this week's... Let me grab one. This week's fridge magnets. And, of course, the highly want... Now, why are you all asking for raffle tickets? No, we're doing the raffle now, dear. We're doing it. We are doing... Pay full attention. We're doing the raffle now. And you get one of those as well. Right? We will be giving out tickets for next week's raffle shortly. You might not know how, if you're new to the show, you won't know how this works. All week long, we give out raffle tickets. Every time we have a show, you get a raffle ticket, okay? If you're with us live. If you're watching a recording of the show, you can get your raffle ticket by email. You can only get one raffle ticket per show by whichever method you claim for. If you get caught asking for two, you have your raffle tickets taken out and you won't be allowed to play anymore. All right? That's how it works. So you get a raffle ticket for one ticket for every show, and you can claim your raffle ticket right up to the beginning of the next show. We do the draw on Monday mornings, as in now. Okay, we're going to do the draw now. After I've done the draw and we find out who's won this week's raffle, I shall give you raffle tickets. Okay? I will give you the raffle tickets for next week's draw. So if you've asked for a ticket now, I won't. I'll ignore that, okay? When I say more raffle tickets going out, that's when you ask. So here we go. This week's raffle. I shall now mix the tickets and draw a ticket. Ready? So you can see everything going on. I don't look at the tickets. I look straight at the camera, so you know it's not a fix. Ready? Oh, hang on. Where's my drum roll? Can't do it without the drum roll, can we? I saw one drop out then. I'll put that back in there. Ready? Here we go. There is the winning raffle ticket. Ticket number 328. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. No! Not him again! He's not even here this morning! Oh, God's sake. It's Roy Brownlow! He won the bloody hat last night! 328! Oh, God's sake! Roy, you winning a ticket is almost as bad as my sister or brother-in-law winning one. Now wait, watch them all say fix. 328. Roy, you've won the fridge magnet. Have you got a fridge magnet? Yeah, you have got a fridge magnet, haven't you? Would you like me to take the draw again? I'll leave it in your hands, Roy. Would you like to take this raffle ticket, I think you've already got one, or would you like to put it back in for some other nice person? I'll leave it to you. Roy Brownlow ticket. You saw me pick it. You saw me pick it fair and square. You haven't got one? Okay, Roy. Right, actually, I'll be able to put that in where you're at, won't I? I'll be able to I'll save on a stamp. Excellent news. There you go, Roy. Don't worry about sending your address in because I haven't posted your hat off yet, so well done. I'll put the ticket in there for you as well. I think you've got a photo. Have you got a photo already? Have you got a photo? Don't go away, gang. I'm going to give out some tickets in a minute. Shall I put the ticket in there for you as well? In the little bag. There we are. Put the ticket in the little bag. There we are. I like to put the winning ticket in nowadays as well. Right, let me put that out there. So I'll put that in your envelope with your other bits and pieces. Oh, dear. Well done, Roy. Well done, Roy. There we are. You won fair and square, as you can see. Right, now, the tickets for this week's bingo have been pulled. Right, okay. So I now put the tickets in to my United Kingdom Talk teapot, which is here in front of me here, because at the end of the month, we now do a double draw. Okay, we do a double draw at the end of the month. We do the week's raffle tickets, and we do all the raffle tickets that have been collected that month. All right, so we do a even more excitement. Even more excitement. So there's quite a few in here already. As you can see, there's 3 weeks worth there. That will become 4 weeks next week. So we do a double draw, okay? Right. Okie doke. Our next draw will be next Monday, boys and girls. I thought I had a couple of tickets left over somewhere, didn't I? Oh, no, I gave that to Mark, didn't I? Mark, what ticket did you get today? 492, wasn't it? Okay. Right, hang on a minute. Stay there. We're now going to give out tickets for next week's draw, which will once again be on Monday morning. Right, hang on. Let's pull out these tickets. Oh, dear. Right. Who wants a ticket for next week's draw? Here we go. Let's have a look. It's a double drop, Mark. That's exactly what it is. Double drop. Double? Pfft. I used to go out and do a 10 drop, mate. God knows how I managed to find my way home. I'll never forget standing on a tube station after like a 10 drop Saturday night. Oh my God. And this train came towards me. I was terrified. Here we go then. Let's have a look. For next week's raffle, here we go. Starting with Michael Lawrence, 493 for Michael Lawrence. Oh, it's time for my pills, isn't it? 494 for High Grade Gaming. 495 for Mark Bowles. 496 for Jason Hughes. 497 for Fran Green. Thank you, Fran. 498 for Diane Jebb. Where are we? Diane. There you are. Tony King. Let's just move that up a bit. Tony King, 499. Who's going to get 500? Tony King, 499. 500 do. Gary Butler. That's my nephew, Gary Butler. All right. Gary, you got number 500. That's a good number, 500. Your mother's age. Carol and Dave, 501. 502 for Moostron. All right, Moostron. 503 for Roy the Boy. 504 for Joanna Evola. Joanna, I think you missed my singing at the beginning of the show today. Isn't that awful? Sorry to disappoint you, but you can watch back later if you want to. 505 for Mega Andy. I like that. Mega Andy, that's a good name. Mega Andy, thank you, Mega Andy. Shania is 506. Shania, the organist, yes, a bit slow. Oh, God, I was falling asleep during the Gloria. It was awful. Oh, come on, move it along, dear. Move it along. Do you want to do Portsmouth Cathedral on Sunday this week? What time is the sung mass, by the way? You know, with the Gloria and all that. Is it really early? It's like 9 o'clock. Or is it later on at Portsmouth? You'll know. Shania knows everything. Shania is almost the head of the Catholic Church. Did you know that? You didn't know that, did you? No. The Pope's always on the phone to her, asking for little tidbits and advice. Claire, 507. 507 for Claire. Colin K. Thank you, Colin. 508. Sean. 509. Roy, you still want to go back in, do you? You can win more than once, okay? Once you've won doesn't mean you don't have to win again. Roy's got 510. 1 second. Chair have some more there. 510 for Roy Brownlow. Sam458, who sends the tips. Thanks, Sam. 511 for Sam. If I win next week, you'll have to email me. I will be in Mexico. Why will I have to read? No, I don't tell people when they've won. You've got to claim it. I'm not running around after people, I'm afraid. You've got to claim your like the bingo. You've got to claim your prize. I don't. Oh, hello. Hello, who's that? Is that Roy? Yeah, you've won. No, I'm not running around after you. You've got to pay full attention. That's the whole idea of it, dear. Join in the fun. All right, Roy. Have a lovely time in Mexico. I nearly went to Mexico, not quite. I went on a cruise, actually, and Mexico was where it's supposed to finish. And this is years ago. And I was with my mate, actually. Unfortunately, we had the most terrible row on the boat, and I came home early. a week early, so I didn't get to see Mexico. But, yeah, I'm sure you'll have a wonderful time there. I hope you have a nice time there, all right? Is that everyone? Oh, yeah, a slow organist, yes. Which is a shame, really, because she plays so well. But she's very... to be honest, I find most of them play far too slowly. You know. Thank you. Oh, look! Send a badge to Tommy Flynn as I won his hats. I'll let him know. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Let me get another one out. Get another one out there. There we are. There's a badge going to Tommy Flynn. Thank you, Roy Brownlow, sending a £2 super chat there. Yeah, I find most of them are very slow. I do wonder sometimes if it's just me that plays fast. You know. Or do you know what we've forgotten for the super chats? This. So I think we've had 3 super chats. So there's Roy Brownlow's. There's Sam's first one and Sam's second one. It's all about having fun here. There you go. You get that noise every time you send a super chat now, boys and girls. And if I forget, please remind me you haven't done the super chat jingle. All right. Stop that, Jason. Or at least you realise it's a priest now. Thank God for that. Is that all the tickets? Have I missed anyone out? Please speak now, or forever hold thy tongue. And I'll just put these tickets in the bowl there. Hang on a minute, let's split them up a little bit. And hopefully Roy Brownlow won't win anything else for a while now. It's funny actually because he's been moaning for bloody weeks how it's all a fix, and then suddenly he's won everything. And the way to win things is to keep going in. I've seen stories in newspapers sometimes, actually, of people that have won an awful lot of just stuff. Thank you, Sam. Another £2 coming off, Sam. Have you got a BMW? No, I don't have a BMW. Would I like a BMW? Yeah, but I wouldn't want to pay their... Actually, some of them are not that overpriced, to be honest. But no, I don't have a BMW. No. I'm not led by labels, really, or anything like that. I've got Toyota. Number one in my mind is reliability. I want a reliable car, and I've been with Toyota now for, God knows, 15 years maybe. And they are very, very... I wish I hadn't said that now. I'd probably bloody break down on the way to work now. But yes, no BMW, I'm afraid. I had a really old BMW once, a black one it was. And I spun that round on ice on the motorway. Terrifying it was. But apart from that, I haven't really had what you would call a luxury car. I've no interest in a luxury car. If I could have any car in the world... Probably a Bentley, something like that. Yeah, not interested in Ferrari, Lamborghini. Doesn't do anything for me. A Porsche, no. A Bentley, nice Bentley. You can't go on. Be honest. You can see me getting out of a Bentley and doing my karaoke night, can't you? Shania, our main church of the parish doesn't have an organ. It's a guitar. Oh no, Shania. No, I wouldn't. I won't be coming there. Then I'm afraid I can't stand guitar. You're not turning up with your violin as well, are you? Oh my God, blimey! I mean, guitar and violin. I can't think of anything worse, to be honest. I'm sure you can play it all right. I mean, but while you're there playing that guitar, is it a nun playing the guitar? The nuns are playing the guitar. Shania's playing the violin, and they're praying. God is falling asleep listening to these people. He is falling asleep. No, you've got to have a bloody organ in it. Like that. Maximum volume, maximum speed. Thank you very much. You got to be in it to win it. That's what Sam says. Simple, Sam. Symbols. Till, please. Well, I did do the till then, didn't I? Carol and Dave. Do you want it again? Oh, you can only have the till when another super chat appears. That's the only time you're allowed to have the till. Okay? Shania, someone does join in with a violin and viola. Oh, no, Shania. No. I've heard your dad on the radio threaten to send you round to people's houses with that violin of yours if they upset him. Shania's dad, he's probably at work at the moment. He works on the bins on the Isle of Wight. And he also does an excellent radio show, which I have to say is extremely similar to this, but with music. Plus, he's not a gay. Plus, he's not one of those strange gays like myself. Vectis. He's on Vectis Radio. And it's a really good show. There's him. And I do listen, believe it or not. Usually in the car, though. So I've got you on my little radio app thing. I listen on that. And there's him, and there's Shania usually, and sometimes Callum as well is in a bit. Callum don't say a lot, does he? Doesn't say. He likes to be just there, I think. Jason, the way it's going, you'll be able to buy a Bentley with all those super chats. Yeah, I wish. They're very expensive to run, though, aren't they? What do they do? About 10 miles to the gallon. The one I've got is a hybrid. I can get, going from here to London, I can get 70 miles to the gallon sometimes. Really good, and it's a fairly large car. They redone the particular car that I've got. The latest model, they made the engine a lot lighter, and it's made an enormous difference to the miles per gallon. I get an extra 10 miles per gallon now. Whereas before, I might get like 60 miles going in. I can get 70 now. But remember, I am an economical driver. Okay, we're talking 55 mile an hour on the motorway. The only time when I go to limit is really when I'm going up north. Then I will do 70 going up there, and you do notice it on the speed. Of course, going up, you're going uphill a lot more as well. So that's it. Hello to Mick Davenport. He's just back home from Dawlish, and hello to Russ Vernon. Welcome to you too as well. Shania, my church I go to every week has an organ. Oh, it's an electric piano, but it is better than nothing. Yeah, has it got organ sound on it? My one has downstairs. It's a Yamaha one, which I've had for about 20 years. I've got a lovely piano cum organ downstairs. Sam's just sent another £2. Sam wants to know, why have you got a picture of the Queen in the background? Because she is the Queen of the United Kingdom, dear. We must bow down in her presence. She is top dog. Well, she's not a dog. She is top lady in the whole world. The Queen must be here, dear. That's why there's a picture of the Queen in the background. All right. Okie doke. Let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Yes, my keyboard downstairs has got an organ function on it. It's a lovely instrument, really. It's got weighted keys. It's quite big, and I've had that for 20 years now. I bought that with the money that I was earning as a DJ on New Year's Eve, 1999 to 2000. We were on a good whack that night. I've never been on anywhere near that since. Perhaps I'm just no good at it anymore. All right. Okay, look. Today's birthdays then. Here we go. Happy birthday on this Monday, the 21st of October, 2019 to Miss Cassie Shotlander. Good morning, Cassie. I think I've only met Cassie once. I was doing a little do for her over in Dalston. At a place called The Railway. It was a tiny little pub, and she got me to do a karaoke there. So happy birthday to you, Cassie. I think you got to 40 today, have you? Is that right, 40? Happy birthday to you, darling. All right. Jenny Mungro is today 37 years old. Happy birthday, Jenny. Laura is 36 today. Happy birthday, Laura. Hayley Spencer today, 39 years old. Happy birthday, Hayley. We've got Hannah Marcoom. Good morning, Hannah. Happy birthday to you. Phil Anderson. Good morning, Phil. I worked with him for a while at Central Station. I'm not quite sure what you're doing now. I haven't seen you for a while. Happy birthday to you, Phil. Roy Litchfield today is 72 years old. Good morning, Roy. Morning, Roy. Radio person. Ryan McNair is 27 years old today. And Rob Rawlingson. Morning, Rob. Nice to see you. He used to be one of the young boys. He was young at the time when I was working at Heaven, which is a nightclub. I was DJing at Heaven some time ago, and he got me to do a charity do at his university at the time, which is in Egham, the Royal Holloway University, which is in sort of Egham Way in Surrey, and I did a little do for him once as a sort of charity event. And that's some years ago now. So happy birthday to you all, Rob, as well. Happy birthday to you all, boys and girls. Here we go. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. There's a late birthday coming through there, boys and girls. Happy birthday to Joanna's husband, Paul, who is 63 years old today. Happy birthday, Paul. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Mick liked to point out that it is not his birthday today. Thank you, Mick. On the show last night, I'd seen that it was a Mick's birthday, unfortunately, and I completely got the wrong person. And the whole show, I was saying happy birthday to Mick Davenport, who's with us today, just back off a little holiday from his caravan in Dawlish. And the whole thing. And then I read out the birthday, and I suddenly realised that it wasn't his birthday at all. And no one had told me. No one had said it's not my birthday. He just went along with it right until the very end. Probably opening to get to get some sort of prize or something like that. All right. Good. There we go then. Are we done? I think we're done this morning, boys and girls. Yes, we are. Mick and anyone else who missed the raffle prizes, tickets going out today. Excuse me, just email me and I'll send you your raffle ticket number by return. All right. Tonight, it's Monday night tonight, boys and girls. If you're in the North London area, then I'll be hosting karaoke as always on a Monday. That's at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road. Show starts at 7:30 and finishes at 11 o'clock tonight. Now, we have been having some issues with the internet in that pub. Okay, which means I've been having to stream the karaoke over on 4G, and for some reason we keep losing the 4G connection in there. I'm not quite sure why. Once again, it's on the 3 network, so it might be something to do with that. I don't know, but fingers crossed it'll work tonight. Sometimes it cuts off. Just refresh the page after a couple of minutes and it should come back on, possibly in a different window. And if you want to watch the karaoke live streaming tonight, if you're on my YouTube channel, then in the bottom right-hand corner, you should see something that says Featured Channels. There is Karaoke London. That is where you'll see the karaoke streaming tonight live from Central Station. All right? Enjoy the rest of your Monday, boys and girls. Have a lovely day, and thanks ever so much for watching and listening. Hopefully, I'll see you again tomorrow morning at some point. Have a nice day. Bye-bye now.